I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town. What the hell's wrong with me? I don't get along with anybody, honestly. I've been living in my own head constantly, thoughts jumbled round, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative. I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win. I'll take a stab, I wanna chase a bag. I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch.
Hey guys, welcome back to Day 2K Universe Mode. Tonight, open up our season premiere of Smackdown Season 3. The entirety of the Smackdown roster is gathered on the stage awaiting the general manager of Smackdown's arrival. From man to woman, the talent of the returning blue brand looked bright. After a few moments, Teddy Long's music would start, and he would make his way to the ring whilst the roster applauded him. Once Teddy reached the ring, he would greet everyone with a signature Teddy welcomes everybody back to the real blue brand of WWE, Friday Night Smackdown, live on TNT. And with a roster as versatile as they have now, Teddy says that he is certain that Smackdown will become the land of opportunity that it should be. But before discussing any opportunities, he asks the champions of Smackdown to please step forward. Amber Winters and Ricochet would step forward onto the ramp, seemingly confusing Teddy for a moment. Teddy then goes on to congratulate Amber Winters and Ricochet for their successful defenses at WrestleMania. Amber Winters is given the news that she will face the winner of the Women's Battle Royal at Mania, Ember Moon, for the title in 2 weeks at the first SmackDown pay-per-view, and Ricochet's #1 contender will be decided later. But first, the vacant titles must be addressed. The World Heavyweight Championship's new holder will be decided at the Double or Nothing pay-per-view between two people that did not get the opportunity to have their one-on-one WrestleMania main event, Alec Bryers and the limitless Keith Lee. Plus, the SmackDown Tag Team Championships will be decided in a round-robin style tournament between 8 teams divided into 2 groups, with the winners of both groups colliding at some point in the future. Also, SmackDown has gained control of the X Division title, with the plans for that title currently being discussed, and will be revealed in the future. Teddy Long would then attempt to wrap up the town hall when someone would hijack the Titantron. A man in a hoodie with several screens would appear on it, and would speak in a modulated voice. He tells Teddy Long that he had hopes for him, that he would live up to his word earlier that when he described SmackDown as a land of opportunity, but he fears that his immediate actions afterwards disprove this notion, with him pushing the same faces and names as his predecessors. So he will give Teddy and the SmackDown roster this opportunity, an opportunity to prepare. A storm is coming to SmackDown, and it cannot be stopped now. He states that this is not a threat, but a warning, because he is the message, and the message is clear. Next week, chaos will be unleashed, vengeance will be had, and retribution will come and help create a new SmackDown and a better WWE. I've been instructed to just keep moving right along after that, so now we are going into our first match of Smackdown Season 3, and we're starting it in a way that's only appropriate considering the general manager, with a tag match. The Golden Aces of Buddy Murphy and Gary Gates take on the makeshift team of Bron Breakker and Solo Sikoa in our first match of the Tag Team Championship Round Robin Tournament. Buddy Murphy and Gary Gates are both former Tag Team Champions, just not with each other. Meanwhile, Bron Breakker and Solo Sikoa, while not having had titles of their own due to this being their debut and all, have a lineage of Tag Team Champions, with Breakker being related to the Steiner brothers, while Solo is the youngest sibling to the Usos, while the rest of his lineage is also of championship caliber. Breakker and Sikoa would try to fight to live up to their respective lineage, but the Golden Aces have a name to live up to. These two teams would clash strength for strength, strike for strike. Each team a perfect mirror opposite of each other's attributes. Breaker and Gates, a pure power struggle between the two powerhouses, and Sikoa and Murphy, a clash of brutal strikes. This match, all in all, would end up being a 40-minute war between both teams as they searched for that coveted first point in the tournament, whilst trying to push just that little bit ahead for the win, even if that small distance was no larger than an inch. Solo would attempt to hit a dive and splash reminiscent of his brother's, but Buddy would be able to slip out of the way and take advantage of the situation, connecting with Murphy's Law. But Bron would break up the pin, and chaos would briefly ensue. Breaker would end up hitting a vicious powerbomb to the outside of the ring, sending Murphy crashing to the floor. Gary Gates would be very quick to avenge his teammate, giving Breaker the exact same treatment. After suffering an incredible amount of punishment in the form of numerous attacks, including splashes, power slams, spears, and the like, Gary Gates would ultimately be forced to submit to Bron Breakker after being locked into the camel clutch. Bron Breakker and Solo Sikoa pick up the victory, and with their point being added to the scoreboard, we now get a good look at each bracket. Everyone in Group A will face each other, and everyone in Group B will do the same on our journey to find out who's going to be the ones facing off for the WWE Tag Team titles. My money's on Los Guerreros versus the Usos. Up next, we've got another look at perhaps the future of the Smackdown roster as Mustafa Ali, who's looking to regain the momentum he lost last season, will take on the debuting Mansoor. With a lot for both men to prove, you'd expect this match to be an intense back and forth, wouldn't you? But it would be far from that, as Mustafa Ali would very quickly get to work on spoiling Mansoor's debut. Mansoor would try his damnedest to fight back against Ali, getting glimpses of offense in, but ultimately he would end up falling thanks to a high-flying combo of a 450, then an 054 from Ali. Mustafa Ali very quickly puts Mansoor away after a whopping 2 minutes, giving the newcomer's debut a very definitive finish with no room for questioning. He's coming for championship glory, and it doesn't look like he's gonna let anybody stand in his way. Next, DIY and Candice LeRae are seen sitting in the locker room backstage when Gargano addresses the WWE Universe. He states that ever since WrestleMania during the 4-week hiatus, his DMs have been blowing up with people asking what TJGW meant, and why it was on his trunks at Mania. He says he'll keep it short and sweet. Ciampa and Candice talk some sense into him. He has been held back by his own attitude, by trying to be the hero. EC3 wasn't a hero, and he did what it took to win Feast or Fired. Sorry, Daniel Bryan. So from this point on, Johnny Gargano says that the only way forward is his way, the Johnny Gargano way. And now it's time for SmackDown's turn on this season's challenge. This season, we're moving on from the Kurt Hawkins Face the Facts challenge to the Fandango Ballroom challenge. If you're unaware of the rules, they are as follows. Every week, the bookers of Universe Mode must book Fandango on their show, unless of course Fandango beats a brand's chosen representative for the challenge. In the event that Fandango does beat a brand's chosen representative, Fandango must be granted a world title match of some kind in the following week. If the brand's representative defeats Fandango, the brand will be granted a point in the form of a dance partner, which can be cashed in for one of the rewards on the screen now. And representing SmackDown this week is none other than the prize fighter, Kevin Owens. And after eating 2 L's so far this week, Fandango is determined to pick up at least 1 win, so he'd take the fight straight to Kevin Owens, who would be caught off guard. But unfortunately for Fandango, anything he fired at Kevin Owens, KO would send right back twofold. Fandango would connect with The Last Dance, picture perfect and moving gracefully into the cover. But Kevin Owens would kick out at 2. Fandango would not be discouraged, although maybe a little bit rattled, but he would immediately head back up to the top rope. But like I said, Fandango was rattled and would hit a perhaps unintentionally brutal second last dance, his leg going straight across KO's face and chest. After a much less graceful transition into the cover, Kevin Owens would once again kick out. KO would fire himself back up and would start punishing Fandango for his transgressions. The punishment and the match would end with a stunner that seemed to have a bit more behind it than usual. Kevin Owens picks up his first win of the season, and Fandango picks up his third loss in a row. It may not have been the most definitive win possible for Kevin Owens, but if he can keep these wins coming, championship gold shouldn't take too long to follow. Next, a promo package begins on a blank piece of paper. Suddenly, color splashes across it, revealing the comic book cover of the first volume of Xia Li's story. The panels show Xia Li's story, from the struggle her parents had with landlords to the struggles she herself has experienced throughout her teens and adult life. We then cut to Xia Li training, who introduces herself as the Protector. Next, after our Group A match earlier tonight, we're heading to our first Group B match as the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, accompanied by the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, takes on the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart, who appears to be showing a bit of dysfunction judging by their separate entrances, and they are accompanied by Natalya, who seems to be there to keep the peace. Now, I can't really attest to anything behind the scenes, but I'm guessing that perhaps after Bret Hart's betrayal early last season, then their reunion later that same season, and then their WrestleMania Tag Team title loss, the Hart Foundation probably isn't at their strongest right now, and I'm sure the Usos want to take advantage of that. The Usos would be particularly vicious in this match, trying to impress the head of the table and keep the Hart Foundation from getting back on their feet. But unfortunately for the Usos, the Hart Foundation would end up uniting as the match progressed, finding their rhythm and starting to look a bit more like the Hart Foundation that won the tag team titles, even despite Jimmy and Jay's continuous aggression. Jimmy Uso would head to the top rope to attempt an Uso splash, but would pay the price as it would allow Neidhart to get the tag, bringing in Bret Hart, who would punish Jimmy with a lariat and a pile driver.
I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket.
Neidhart would then show off some of his craziness, tossing Jimmy out of the ring before then chasing him down with a flying double axe handle to the outside. But nobody was safe. Neidhart would then go after Roman Reigns, and once he gets rolling, he can't be stopped, as he would then turn his attention to Jay on the apron, and no matter how hard Jimmy tried, he could not stop Neidhart's assault.
I'm never gonna look back, cause damn I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change, slowly take a step today. I will never be the same, cause that's what it takes.
Jey Uso would lock in what appears to be a sharpshooter on Bret Hart. Insult to injury right there. But the anvil would break up the submission, only to get taken out by Jimmy Uso. But Bret would get back to his feet and would hit a stiff arm on Jimmy and then would take Jey down with a lariat. He'd then show Jey how it was done, locking in a sharpshooter that would force Jey to submit in front of the tribal chief.
Playing got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time.
The Hart Foundation is back on track and in a big way as they start up their part in the tag team title tournament with a point on the board. We'll see if they can keep it going and get themselves to the titles, make up for last season. Who do you think is going to end up being the winning team of the tournament? Next, AJ Styles is seen pacing about in the locker room when Seth Rollins enters the room. Styles says he's glad that himself and Seth have managed to stick together throughout the draft, but they have to talk about some things. Like the fact that Teddy Long refused to hand them the tag team titles through some kind of double standards, and that they're only at half strength now. Not to mention that they're on the same brand as Roman, who outsmarted Seth last time. Seth just responds with laughter, admitting that Roman got the jump on him last time. Turnabout's fair play, but it won't happen again. Because that's the thing about being an architect. You have to have foresight. You have to be a visionary. So Seth figured out a plan way before the draft in case something like this happened. And he called some old friends of AJ's, and they'll be at full strength soon enough. Styles seems perplexed, only drawing more laughter from Seth. And now we're on to our first featured match of SmackDown Season 3, and it's a rookie showcase as two debuting faces clash in the form of 11-year veteran Jacob Cass, who hopes to use his experience to pick up a win in his first WWE match, which is against internet sensation Buzz McGraw. Which new face is picking up the win?
Gentlemen, you are looking at a man who is sick of the doubters, sick of being questioned about his potential. And I can't disagree with him. I expect tonight to be a night where he can silence the skeptics and prove to be the future of this company. It will be a tall order, but the confidence he possesses could take him very far. But across the way is a man who's rededicated his focus, someone who's been spending extra time training and scouting for his competition. Jarring European uppercut. Ooh, well measured. Hooked up, driven down. Penny predicament, shoulders down. Two. And you got a near fall out of it. Really caught him off guard going for it at this point. Yeah. Lined him up, boom, knocked him down. Steps through into the armbar. Traps the leg as well. This is trouble. Into an armbar. Submission move locked in. Oh, man. Quick as a cat, just like that. That was a thing of beauty. Waist lock. No. Belly to belly. My goodness. To stomp in every single part of his body. An arm breaker. Every ounce of momentum is now against him. Yeah, he has to devise some kind of new strategy here. Oh, heinous knee to the face. Able to interrupt the attack. Oh, look at it torture their opponent. Oh, this isn't going to be good. Oh, man. It's going to be agonizing for the arm. He deflects it right back. Oh, hard impact in the corner. Targeting the arm. This has got to hurt. In full control here. Face first. Stuck in the corner. Nowhere to go. Just eating right hands. Unleashing the strikes. Jarring European uppercuts. An uppercut. Them down. He's definitely being the aggressor here. This is what he feeds off of. Answering back. He's showing it's not time for lying down. It's time for fighting back. Oh, he knew what was coming. Reversal. Can they go on the attack? And a knee stop. That'll ruin your leg. Oh, man. Really hurting your lights out. He may be in a bad way here. Not a bad place to be in, but the longer this goes, the more trouble a superstar exposes himself to. He had it scouted. Heading up, he's thinking back. From the top. You can see as he rises how vulnerable of a position he's in. Up across the shoulders. TKO. That can certainly do it. That's gotta be it. There's two. It's over. Brutality finally comes to an end.
Buzz McGraw defeats Jacob Cass with a TKO, which he so affectionately refers to as the Buzz Cut. Funny. But after Cass vs. Buzz, the sound of a hand tapping on a microphone could be heard before a familiar voice would be heard. Yeah, congratulations, welcome to the big leagues or whatever, but I've got a problem with this company. Taz and his son Hook would step out from backstage and make their way down to the ring. Taz would completely disregard Buzz and Cass, who would stay in the ring and would address the cameras. He states that the only reason the Mysterios became the first father-son tag team champs in the WWE is because they didn't have to deal with a couple of human suplex machines. Hook and Taz don't want the tag team titles because Hook here is an animal waiting to be let off his leash. The only reason Taz is here is because they wouldn't take Hook out of some idiocy, but they wanted Taz, so Taz made them a deal. At this point, Cass would reach over and take the microphone away from Taz in annoyance, only for Taz to quickly lock him in the Taz mission. Buzz would attempt to intervene, but would get caught by Hook, who would suplex him out of the ring. Once Buzz and Cass were dealt with, Taz would shout into the cameras, saying that come SummerSlam, Hook will be running roughshod all over this damn brand. But until then, you can watch Team Taz whoop these rookies into shape. And now, after that rude introduction of Team Taz, we're on to our second featured match, which is a women's match, with the ace of Smackdown, Candice LeRae, accompanied by DIY, taking on Natalya. Can Candice work to truly reclaim her title of the ace of Smackdown? Or can Natalya continue the winning ways of the Hart Foundation tonight?
Here tonight, Candice LeRae, once known for her unending toughness inside the ring and her niceness outside of it, but nowadays LeRae's turned herself into a plotting, poison pixie.
You're right, Michael. Niceness is not really a concept that Candice lives by anymore. She's made herself an island, isolating herself from others, claiming she no longer needs anyone, besides her husband, Johnny Gargano, that is.
Growing more vicious with every outing, LeRae's only methodology now is to do things one way, the Gargano way.
Then you have someone like Natalya, who always has large shoes to fill, coming from the well-respected...
The colossal clutch just wrenching away.
Trap and no...
Now, just pick the leg.
Up and down. What a slam.
Big miss right there. Elbow smash. She's forced onto the defensive now. Elbow to the leg, and look at this, just attacking the knee. Brutality.
Ooh, well measured.
Counter by Candice. Ah, what a smash.
That is just insulting.
Rolling neck snap. Unable to counter. By nature.
Natalya showing off that patented in-ring prowess there.
Queen of Hearts looking to finish things off.
He's about to do so, Corey, but she can step through.
The sharpshooter Byron. Is she gonna tap, 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 tap?
What does she have to do to get out of this?
Tap out. Not sure why, but she releases the hold.
Well, I think she sensed her opponent was about to break free.
And able to beat Natalya to the punch. The springboard attack fails to land. The German suplex. That offense really hitting her hard.
All things considered, Cole, it's not a bad condition to be in at this point in the match.
Attacking the knee.
LeRae avoids the attack. Oh, what a shot. All the way up. Still up. Squatting too, my gosh. Wow. She saw it coming.
Beautiful athleticism.
Targeting the neck.
Textbook neck breaker. Face breaker. And a knee stop.
That'll ruin your leg.
Byron, I love this move. This is one of my all-time favorites. The Wicked Stepsister. Can you believe it?
Candice LeRae. Oh, what the stop. And the poison pixie hitting that move with total disregard for her opponent.
That's just the Gargano way.
Roman 9.
What's this, Corey? I think they're looking for the Romero special. Oh, no, it's over. There it is. And she releases the hold as she feels that enough damage has been done.
Should have kept on wrenching. Why show mercy now? Takes out the knee.
LeRae shifts that to her effect. And it's LeRae that misses Gargano escape.
Think about all the pain she's in right now.
There's no shame in giving up now. And she lets her out of the submission.
I don't know if it's mercy or if it's someone who's not done playing with their prey. Quick sidestep by Natalya.
Quick exchange of counters there.
Candice LeRae looking to cinch it in. Here it comes.
Locked in. Natalya wasn't ready. Now it could be over.
Look at this. She releases the hold.
That's a little surprising, no?
Flying. Splash. It's been an hellacious encounter thus far.
The tides have swung in multiple directions. It's anyone's guess how this one's going to end.
Rolling neck snap.
Evading offense.
Oh, low drop kick right on the patella. We're undoubtedly nearing the end.
Yeah, not looking good at all.
Targeting the ankle.
And here comes Natalya. Natalya's so proficient in submission maneuvers. Look at her go.
Her opponent has to be in agony.
Tap out.
What a win for Natalya.
Natalya picks up the submission victory, and I don't even know what to call that hold she utilized. So, yeah. The Johnny Gargano way isn't off to a great start now, is it? And Natalya might just be looking forward to a better season than last season, where she, you know, got dropped by Beth Phoenix and faded into the background. So, yeah. And now it's time for our main event, where the Giant Slayer himself, the former King of the Ring, the Intercontinental Champion, the one and only Ricochet, will face off against the Archer of Infamy, Damian Priest. Can Ricochet capitalize on his WrestleMania momentum to defeat Damian Priest? Or can Priest make up for his uneventful Season 2 with a big-time win at the start of this season?
Here's Ricochet, part of that next generation of WWE superstar. Easily does moves you can only create in video games.
Here we have a man familiar with fighting to the top. Damian Priest spent many years on the independents proving that he had what it takes. Since arriving in WWE, that drive and passion has not softened.
The Archer of Infamy rarely misses his mark, but if he does, his opponent better be ready to seize that moment because it won't last long.
And he has an answer for Priest. Look out! Looking for a high-risk move. Big boot! Incredible. Uh-oh. This isn't going to be pretty. All the way suplex. You'd have to guess that taking on Ricochet means focusing all your attention on his aerial game.
Yeah, but that would be a mistake. Ricochet isn't a guy who's all sizzle and no steak. He's a fundamentally sound athlete. He can throw hands, he can grapple. He just happens to excel in the air, second to none.
This match grinded him down a little. Got to find a way to get out of this.
Oh, someone call a dentist.
Producing a trampling. Ricochet just so unpredictable. He had it scouted. Oh my God. Springboard moonsault. Wow. I don't like the look in his eye here, folks. No way. He's right to the spine. We're about to take a trip south of heaven.
There's the evidence that Priest's actions are always going to speak louder than his words.
Countered it just in time. Heading it back with their own counter. We're all tangled up inside. Face buster. Ricochet thinking about the end. Legs are hooked. That's gotta be it. 2. Oh my God, that was so close.
Getting out of that by the skin of their teeth.
Ricochet. Ricochet making a statement. 2. A kick out. I don't believe it.
Just an incredible wherewithal to get the shoulder up.
You would think he'd be out of it after taking that maneuver. And somehow this is not over. Ricochet cannot believe that didn't end there.
Oh my! Moved out of the way.
Nobody home. Turned around Ricochet's attack. Party's over. It's time to hit the lights. That has to put a stop to Ricochet. Cover. There's 2. Somehow he kicked out.
Unbelievable. Ricochet drew on everything in him to kick out.
Yeah, but can he mount a comeback? The next big move might end as the question from the top. Are you kidding me? This has become a monumental struggle for these competitors.
It is down to who still has the energy, the resolve to put the pedal to the metal.
Party's over. It's time to hit the lights.
Priest ended this fight.
Cover. 2 count. And that will finally do it. What a victory.
After a big-time miscalculation from Ricochet that seems to have perhaps damaged an already injured leg, Damian Priest has capitalized to not only give himself a winning record, but also throw himself straight to the front of the line for the Intercontinental title. Perhaps this season will be the one to solidify Damian Priest and make sure he truly lives forever. Now, before this episode of SmackDown truly comes to its conclusion, we did announce some Hall of Fame news over on Raw, so I'm going to play that clip now. Take it away, even older past me. And we would be remiss if we did not cover something that I forgot to cover in the draft video along with the Slammies, and that would be the Hall of Fame. Yes, we are going to be starting the Hall of Fame with Season 2, Day 2K20. We might go back and we might do inductees for Season 1, 2K19, if I ever get around to those videos, but I doubt it. So, that said, we are starting it off with 2K20, and there will be only one inductee. It only seems fitting, so our one inductee will be none other than Luke Harper, also known as Brody Lee in your universe, and also known as John Huber. It only seems fitting after he unfortunately passed in your universe, on top of the fact that he is also our Universe Mode's first Grand Slam champion. So, yeah, he will be our first inductee, and this pretty much means that we more than likely will not be seeing him again in Universe Mode for a little bit, just like your Universe Mode, where typically speaking, being inducted into the Hall of Fame means you're no longer going to be wrestling. But yeah, rest in peace to Brody Lee, Luke Harper, John Huber, whatever you want to call him. And yeah, let's go on to the outro. And with that, this week's edition of SmackDown and the season premiere for SmackDown comes to a close. If you like what you saw, hit that like button. If you are new here and you want to see more Day 2K Universe Mode, or just more content from me in general, hit that subscribe button. I don't care for the bell. If you have any tips, tricks, suggestions, or, well, wait, hang on. Ignore that, but I went into regular gaming videos mode. But hey, if you have any predictions for who's going to win the tag team title tournament, let me know down in the comment section below. Anyway, I'm not sure when the next week will come out. Hopefully, soon. We are cutting it a little close here, since 2K23 is theorized to be coming out in March. We haven't even finished the season on our end anyway, so we're probably not gonna make it. It's probably gonna be a repeat of 2K20, and it's just the game's gonna be out for a while, and we're still doing 2K23 is gonna be out for a while, and this one's gonna still be going. So anyway, if you want to follow me on any of my other social medias, Instagram, Twitter, you want to follow my Twitch account or join my subreddit, links are all in the description down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.